You're silly.
Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wheeland. My pronouns are he, him. I'm an author, game designer, and professional nerd. Tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly local actual play show.
Flaps.
I'm sorry, you should have flapped when you were... Never.
Yeah. But then no one would hear me because the microphone is this way and I would have been that way.
Yeah, that would have been a shame.
Now, tonight we are playing Vast Grimm.
Laps Grimm.
Laps Grimm.
No.
No.
Which is designed by Brian Collin and Ross Brandt and produced by Creature Curation. This is a game that we have fallen in love with over the past couple of experiences at GameholeCon because Brian has been there as part of it, and you've probably seen his booth if you've been to a gaming convention.
He's such a sweet human, too.
Best merch.
Best merch.
It
really is.
In the
Seriously,
last couple of years, because it is very distinctive, it is very pretty, and also very brutal, much like many of the players here that gathered tonight. So this game is a space action horror game. To get ready to run it, I've been playing a lot of the classics. And by classics, I mean like Doom and Quake and Duke Nukem. What are commonly referred to as the boomer shooters of the mid to late 90s. This is a game where they're going to be confronting awful space horrors, and then after having a moment to freak out about it, powering up their plasma shotguns and shooting those things in the face.
Do we get to rip and tear?
Yeah, a little bit.
Until it is done.
I'm excited to play it because I think it is very different from most things that we play here, which tend to be more character-based dramas that occasionally have punchy bits. So I'm excited to dive into something that's a little more fast-paced and action-packed. So Tony's just going through all the different little...
just so pretty.
They are very pretty. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to do something a little unusual in that this first session is going to be a session 0 and a 0.5. We are actually going to get a wee bit of the role playing done today. Normally we try to keep the session 0 separate, but because this game is a very quick and easy character creation, I didn't want to just do that and then be like, well, that was 10 minutes. Okay, see you guys next week. Plus, I also wanted to maybe get a little actual character role play in before the carnage. which are going to be the next 2 sessions. Vast Grimm is part of the Morkborg family. Morkborg, for those of you who may be unfamiliar, was a game that came out about 5 years ago that really kind of shook up the design space as something that had a very simple OSR-inspired rule set that's very quick, very easy to play, but also very deadly and very dark. But it also combined it with a fantastic art look that was inspired by like 70s death metal and Norwegian dark music and
Just Norway in general.
Norway in general.
If you're super interested, you can go back and check out our playthrough.
Thanks, Tony. We did play Morkborg back then. I won't be doing the voice changer. We got like that was a little contentious with the fan base. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people were like, dude, come on. It's hard enough to listen to you. Can you not do some weird bogus Darkman voice? So this particular game, it is a universe that is on the verge of collapse. But I think it is also weirdly colorful. Borg is like grim post-apocalypse, and this is more like video store splatterpunk. Like this is the movie that you and your friends would go to. Okay, there used to be these things called video stores, and you and your friends would go there, and the popular movies would always be out, so you'd have to rent some other cheesy thing based on how interesting the cover of the video box was.
Robot jocks.
Trolls.
Trolls.
Trolls 2.
One of the pro tips that we always had was if the shinier the box is, the crappier the movie is. Like,
oh my god, that's so right.
It like because like if you like we would go and we would pick up a box and the worst movies are always the ones that had the lenticular cover where you would move it and it would change. Like, oh, it's the Werewolf Howling. Those were the worst, but they were also kind of the best.
Well, I had this one that I used to rent all the time called Millennium, also known as Gandahar. You can find the whole thing, all like 89 minutes of it on YouTube, and it is wild, and I love it, and it's one of my favorites.
Is that the one with the airplane?
No, it's the one with the big brain and the mutants that go transport.
Okay, yeah, that's not the one I was
dude,
thinking
it's
of.
Great. I love it. It's a French animation.
And I also prepped for running tonight I got a cheap subscription to Shudder, which is still the best curated streaming source of any genre, like horror movies in particular, because it has old stuff, new stuff, a lot of recommendations. All right. Let's make some characters. Now, character creation is going to be short, fast, and brutal because this is a game where the game does not really expect your characters to survive that often.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
All of the games in the Morkborg family are like that. Different versions of the rules adhere to that at different things. Like Morkborg, yeah. This one probably. Like Pirate Borg, I feel like you're a little safer. But
what about Borkborg?
Borkborg?
The dog one. Borkborg.
Ethan just found it just now.
I'm sure it's fabulous. I was also a fan of Corpborg.
yeah.
Where you play as office workers in hell.
Yeah.
I would play it if you ran it. I would 100%. Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be ready for that experience.
Okay, so the first thing you do is take a D8 and roll it.
Oh shit. We're doing shit.
That's not a D8.
Is it because it rolled a 10?
It rolled a 6, but it wasn't a D8.
Oh, wow. All right, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
1.
7.
3.
All right.
That doesn't sound.
Who got the 1?
I did.
Your character is a man-sheen.
Man-sheen.
Oh, I thought that was like a banshee, but a man.
You don't truly belong anywhere except in battle with your legion. Enhanced for war, your humanity is melted with the sharp, cold machinery forged to your flesh, even if your mind has not. Like all man-sheened, the sharp, ravaging steel claws of your grated metal hand has saved your ass. while in the trenches.
Is that your class then?
Yes,
Okay.
Is it required to be named Charlie?
you can name him
Charlie
whatever you want.
I don't get. Oh.
What about Martin?
No.
What about Martin?
Only if you have 2.5 men grafted to your body.
Oh.
Who rolled a 3?
I did.
You are the lost technomaniac.
Yes.
Perfect.
You found a rock and you stayed on it. It was quiet, allowing your mind to dissect and analyze the tributes you'd acquired, gaining a true understand of neuromancy. But then the Grimm came, and somehow you evaded them. Now you've been thrust from solitude to join those in your legion. All of their boring chatter and yammering noise clutters your mind. What did you roll, Tawny?
6.
Tawny is...
I looked this up already.
I know.
She
An
skips
emo
ahead.
An emo bot.
You feel. I mean, you can really feel all the feels. You might even have a soul if the Grimm don't remove any need for one. Your mechanical mind and body are immune to infection and infestation. But infection isn't only way to check out in this verse. You hate the Grimm. It breaks your mechanical heart to watch them take away all the people that share your feels. You better put some crow makeup on for our next session.
Ooh.
Goth. So goth.
Oh, yeah.
Or just like one
One
eye.
yeah.
Like
You
it.
go put on a mask.
Yeah.
Um,
And then a 7.
they must go. You'll use your superior knowledge of technology in a bid to create hope for the future. Or just a path to get out of this weeping sore of a shithole universe.
They must go.
No, they.
They. They.
Secret. She's got a secret. What did you roll?
7.
That was 6. You are the devout. You have more than blind faith. You are truly a devout disciple of Fatuma.
But
You have studied the scriptures and traveled to the mausoleum of they, letting your blood spill on the altar of convergence. Though many around you fear the Grimm, you are doing all that you can to usher in the reign of they.
Huh.
I'm going to roll a random name.
Okay.
Saria.
You're not
Sorry you rolled that name.
No.
What do I roll for that?
Pencil. A D6 and a D8. Buck. Ethan got Buck.
Oh, that's really funny.
What about a 17?
Coro. C-O-R-O.
What do you?
Ooh.
D6 and a D8.
So while they're sending up their names, let me talk a little bit about the universe.
6 and 4.
Valbak. V-A-L-B-A-K.
Yeah, that's good.
My hand naturally converted. I just felt my hand going.
The horns just happened.
My name is.
So, this is a universe that is dying. Some say it is a universe that is already dead. What has happened throughout the system, parasitic worms have spread their way throughout space, taking planets one by one by one. And there is no known cure. There are rumors that there are some people who have survived infections and are now no longer infectable. And this is the universe that these characters are born into. One that is rapidly decaying. There's no way out. Or is there? A programming note. One of the things you can do is go to vastgrimm.com, and they actually have a character creation button that you push, and it does all these rolls for you, and you're there. But with this being our first dive in, I wanted to honestly look at the joy on people's faces where they're like, "Yes, I'm a metal techno sorceress named Volbog. Why would I not want to do this?"
Everything's possible through they.
I like good brew.
Oh, are you gonna be super sweet like worm priestess?
We'll see. I'm still working on it.
All right. Sometimes I feel like our zeros are the gaming version of the the opening sequence of Very Important People, where like the mirror comes out, and they're like, "Oh well, look, what am I doing here?" Ethan, if you would be so actually, should we focus on each character first, or should we like take a step with everybody and go around the table? What do you guys think?
Let's do each character at a time, right? Like,
Sure.
Makes
Alright.
sense.
Okay, so
That way we can
Ethan,
zone out for a bit.
That way everybody can skip.
go ahead and roll a d6 for me. Now he has the book, but I'm reading these out so that
3.
everybody knows. Your earliest memory is playing as a child in a flower-covered field as the Grimm poured down from the sky like hail. Yeah, these are going to be pretty cheery, in
Yeah.
case you hadn't guessed.
Dude, I'm
Sounds lovely.
stoked.
It sounds beautiful to me.
So, next, roll a d4 on the armor table.
Boink. 1.
I think that means you do not really have armor.
Nice.
Good job, Machino Man.
well done.
The armor is your soul.
Soul armor.
Yes, so you rolled a 1. That means you start with no armor.
Armor equals 0.
You do, however, start with a claw attack
Ooh.
that does d6 damage. But you also have to roll a d8 because if it rolls 1 through 3, the enemy gets a free attack because you have to get up close.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to roll a 3d6 for your strength. That's how we're going to do it.
Should I add them?
Yep.
13.
And then add another 2.
15.
That's going to give you +2. You only have to write down the +2. Once we're in the game, the ability rolls don't matter.
+2.
Okay, roll again for what's the next thing?
Agility.
Roll 3d6, tell me what you get.
I got an 11.
Subtract 2 from that.
Ooh.
And that means you are at a 0.
0.
What's your next one?
Presence.
So,
That would be a 7.
subtract 2 from that. That's a 5, which gives you a -2 on
You're rolling some bangers, Ethan.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Toughness. That would be an 11.
So that means that it is a +0. And then the
And
last one
tech.
is tech. And this is new for the revised edition of the game. This is, using flying ships and using computer stuff, and
9er.
that gives you a +0. Now, add together your modifiers. Tell me what you get.
0.
So if you want, you can trash this character right now. And it does count towards your high score. So that means that your next character through, you would get to re-roll 1 die. This is a Rob House rule, by the way. So make sure to put up the very fancy graphic that we've come up with for that, which is definitely not just going to be something in Times New Roman font that flashes once.
Comic Sans.
Wingdings. Joker Man. Anyway, you can trash this character. And then at some point you get to narrate. The idea is that if you trash this character, at some point from the cryo freezer to the briefing room, something bad happened and he died.
I'm sticking with him.
Okay.
Buck, the Mancino Man.
You're definitely like just wearing a latex bodysuit though, right? Like that's definitely your character.
It's a latex bodysuit, except there's cutouts for every place that's techie.
Yeah.
All the machine bits aren't covered.
Yeah. Okay, just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page about that.
No, you're right. All right. And give me a D6 roll here.
5.
Rusty Pincer.
Ooh.
Your left arm so you have the claw on the right arm, and your left arm was long ago upgraded to a cybernetic pincer hand, much like a lobster, but not nearly as pretty. Your claw is rusty. It is impossible to clean all the blood and visceral fluid from the aged pits in the metal surface. You got an attack roll 10, and defense while using it, d6 damage. There's a 1 in 6 chance the claw will close completely on impact, causing an additional d4 of bone-breaking damage. So basically, your right hand is your cyber claw, your left hand is your rusty pincer.
Nice.
Who is our technomaniac?
That would be me.
All right. Roll a d6 for me, please.
All right. Oh, I should probably roll it on an actual surface.
Ethan, you also roll a d10 and add that to your toughness modifier.
5.
That's how many hit points you start with.
'Kay.
And you also start with, because I want to roll some dice, dang it, 2 favor points. 4. Born blind. You found sight after staring at the communicator screen on a starship for 38 hours straight.
Born blind.
Mhm.
I found sight staring at a screen.
I don't know what you're confused about.
Okay.
Surely you don't wear like some kind of sunglasses or something that when you take them off your eyes are screens. That would be weird, right? You wouldn't want to do that. Go ahead and give me roll your strength.
How do I do that?
Roll 3d6 and tell me what you get.
That would be 9.
So we subtract 2 from that for you,
Oh,
which makes it a 7,
okay.
and that gives you a -1.
Oh, okay. Well, fair. So I just write -1 in strength.
Correct.
Agility.
Agility.
Roll
Oh,
3d6.
Okay. -1.
I think we're going to do equipment together. I feel like if we just do the specific
The character-specific thing.
Character-
That is going to be a 13.
what is this for? Agility?
Yes.
That is a +1.
And then presence.
Yep.
11.
Add +2 to that, which is 13, which gives you a +1.
Wait, is that? No, that's 15. I'm sorry.
Okay, so 17 then is +3. That's good, because that their spellcasting attribute.
10 for toughness.
That's going to be a 0.
+0.
And then your tech.
Can I roll it again?
Nope.
3?
So that's 6.
I feel like
-2.
Oh, that's fine.
Woof.
So add together your modifiers and tell me what you get.
0.
Okay. Do you wish to start over?
No.
Because if you start over, you do start all the way back at the top, so you have to re-roll class and everything too.
Fuck it, we ball.
Okay.
Fuck it, we
Good.
ball.
I feel like nobody's going to take that. Maybe during game you might go beep. Like once you've got the app out, you'll be more like nah.
Yeah.
You'll be swiping right on, and that'll be more fun because then we, like in the middle of the battle, we cut away back to the ship where somebody decants and gets hung up on one of the weird tubes and chokes out, and you're like, oh well, sorry, Steve. Okay, so roll 1d6.
Okay. 1.
That gives you 10 credits,
Oh, okay, that's not bad. I think
and then a d4.
4.
You get 4 favors,
Woo!
Ooh.
and then another d4.
2.
Add your toughness modifier to that.
Okay.
That is your hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
So 2 is the vibe that I'm getting
Yeah,
here.
we're 2.
Okay, now you get to roll your tributes, which are your spells.
Bullback must know.
Don't worry, we will.
No, I don't think I like that.
Bullback must know.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like it's much more of a space witch kind of a thing.
Bullback must know what my spells are.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be great.
That's a very good in-person voice. That's
that-
a really good in-person voice.
Yeah.
I would want to speak like that all the time. I kind of.
So roll a d10 twice, or 2d10 at the same time, and tell me a specific sequence.
All right. So we got boop, boop, boo. That's a 10.
Okay.
And that's a 1.
All right. Your hacked tribute is 0 gravity, When activated in a room no larger than 1,000 square feet, gravity ceases to function.
No gravity for 10
It's on these are on page 64 and 65.
Oh.
Your encrypted tribute is Praise the Nanotech, D12 hit points restored to 1 PC of your choice. Roll another D4.
4.
So you have 7 neuromancy points. Basically, that's how many times you can cast your tributes.
Cool.
All right. Let's go with you,
It's
Tony.
me.
Oh, what?
Emo bot.
Oh, yes. Emo.
Page 34.
All right. Give me a D6 roll, please.
Yeah. 5.
As a science bot working on cures for infestation, you developed a certain small amount of fascination and attachment to those deadly little worms. They can't hurt you. Why should you hurt them? So go ahead and roll 3d6 for your first thing, which is strength, I believe.
His. That's going to be an 11.
That, I believe, is going to be a +0.
Ten for agility.
That's also going to be a +0.
Great. 7.
That's going to be a -1.
Oh, sorry. It was so nice to know you.
17
That's going
for
to be a
toughness.
+3.
Ooh.
Honestly, the 3D roll straight down is generally balanced out to be like a +0.
Yeah. 11.
That is a +0. You are a tough little emo bot.
I'm a tough little emo bot.
Roll a D8 for me, please.
Is really enamored with the worms. 3.
Add that to your toughness, and that's how many hit points you have.
6.
Roll a D10 for me, please.
8.
You have the tribute of Calming Creature. D6 creatures suffer -4 morale when this tribute is harnessed.
Perfect.
That's on page 65. Go ahead and roll a D4 for me.
2.
Add whatever your presence modifier is.
-1. So 1.
That's how many times you can use your Calming Creature.
Neuromancy.
Roll a D6 for me, please.
5.
Data sap. You can interface with almost any computer as long as it has power. It's a tech difficulty rating 9 test. Once interfaced, all but the most secretive files are open to your probing and edits. Highly encrypted files can be accessed with a tech DR17 test.
You get to R2D2 everything?
Yep.
That all worked out really well with my backstory. Little science bot.
Just a little science guy.
Little science guy.
Perfect.
You'll know.
Roll a D4 for me, please.
4.
You start with 4 favors.
Yay, 4 favors.
Keep in mind that tributes do not play well with you being a mechanical being. You cause a cataclysmic condemnation. Normally, if you roll a 1 on your tribute roll, that's what causes it to like mishap. You do that if you roll a 5 or less.
Ooh.
The Devout.
Woo.
Roll a D6 for me, please.
6.
Your bones ache and buzzing sounds fill your ears whenever the Grimm are near. It's like the nasties want you to know where they are.
So I can appreciate them.
Hug them.
Besties.
And love them.
All right, roll 3d6 for me, please.
12.
-1 is 11, which means that your strength, I believe, is 0.
Oh, 444. Does that get me a bonus?
No. What is this for?
It's 12 agility.
Okay, that gives you a +0.
Cool. 7.
That is a -1.
Thank you, presents. 13 toughness.
That's a +1.
Then for tech. 8.
That is a 0.
Nice solid 0 across.
Okay. Roll a d4.
3.
Add your toughness modifier to that, and that's how many hit points you have. Roll that d4 again.
3.
That's how many favors you have. And then go ahead and roll that d4 once again.
4.
You start with 40 credits. And then a d6 for me, please.
D6. Do me some favors here. 3.
Mausoleum dirt. You collected a sack filled with dirt on your pilgrimage to the mausoleum of they. When sprinkled in the air, it will wisp its way into any hidden cracks.
Very cool.
Just know, Jordan, that you have 2 random worms in cryofreeze as part of your starting equipment.
Ooh.
Besties.
Okay, first up, misspent youth. Roll 2d20 and tell me what you get.
9 and 4.
Your misspent youth was intense and apathetic,
17 and 3.
lethargic and brutal,
7 and 12.
careless and vicious,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
14 and 3.
reckless and brutal. Now, everybody roll a d20 once for me.
You said reckless and brutal?
Yeah.
11.
You have a rusted hip. You walk with a pronounced limp.
5.
You are missing middle fingers because you flipped off the wrong person.
That sounds about right. 14.
You have a seeping wound. That's a constant slow stream of pus.
Yes.
5.
Well, you too are missing middle fingers, flipping off the wrong person, or you can re-roll if you
I'll re-roll just so Tawny doesn't get.
Or did you flip each other off? And you have middle fingers, just not
Your own. I'll re-roll 7.
You have no eyebrows because you pluck them constantly and then eat them.
Yeah.
Everybody give me a d6 roll.
6.
2.
6, you have a hover plate that will carry 18 normal size items, but it sometimes wanders off.
1.
A lint ball that smells of the elderly.
I got a 2.
A coin from a now fallen society.
3.
A fanny pack that holds 3 small sized items.
Yes.
All right, everybody give me a d12 roll.
4.
25 feet of synth rope.
11.
Ooh, you get an encrypted tribute.
Matt.
We'll roll that in a second.
6.
A keycard descrambler that gives you a +4 when descrambling locked hatches.
9.
A pocket multi-tool with a fancy leather case.
What page would I look up the stuff for encrypted tribute on? Just so that I can write it down.
It's going to be on like 64 and 65. So roll a d10 for me.
Oh. It's an additional one.
Yes.
9.
Electric axe. A massive axe made of laser light extrudes from your arm, lasting 2d6 rounds. It causes d12 damage. You may also choose the variations of electric morning star, electric cleaver, electric hammer, or electric claw.
Morningstar it is.
Okay. Sarah, I want you to roll a d4 for me.
No. Sorry. 1.
You have a club, a wooden club that does d4 damage.
I just have a club.
Yes. The club. Roll a
And I'm sorry, what was the damage?
d4. You also have no armor.
So excited for this.
I
I'm going to die.
Yeah.
It's going to be glorious.
think that's it. Roll a d4 for me, Tawny.
3.
You have a military dagger with sheath. That does a d4. So like a Rambo army knife, I'm thinking. Jordan, roll a d4 for me.
4.
You have sharp throwing bones and no
I'm
armor.
sorry, what?
Sharp throwing bones.
I love this game.
They do a d4 and you have 10 of them.
Now I kind of wish that I stole your fingers so that I could have sharpened the phalanges.
Maybe that's it. You
These
took
are really
my finger.
small though. Like they're just,
They just have to be sharp.
yeah, but that's really small. How are we gonna fucking kill somebody with a fillet? I got the look.
I don't have an armor number yet, Rob.
I'm just really good at it.
0.
Okay.
Provided I hit.
I mean,
Because you don't roll on the armor table.
Okay.
Okay, everybody besides Jordan, give me another d12 roll, please.
6.
5.
Also 5.
You have a glow-in-the-dark hammer.
I'll roll again.
Is it a
5.
You have a random encrypted tribute. We'll get to that in a moment. You have a postcard collection of vacation planets, none of which you visited, and most of which no longer exist.
Equipment, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing... Like, it doesn't have a D4, but I'm going to say it's basically the same stats as your club.
okay? Glow hammer.
Oh, you have a encrypted...
Yes.
So go ahead and roll a D10 for me.
1.
Praise the nanotech. D12 HP restored to one PC of your choice. Now, the favors that you roll, which we're representing with bottle caps. Something or someone has smiled favorably upon you. It could simply be luck, an ancient god, an alternate you from a parallel universe, your fairy godmother, if you believe in such horseshit, or perhaps you sold your soul to something scarier than they. Whatever the case, you may call upon these favors if your luck has run out. Every class gains a number of favors. Once favors have been used, they can be regained after resting for a minimum of 6 hours. Then you roll you'll roll the class die to see how many you start with. And here's what you can do with them. Deal maximum damage with one attack. Reroll a dice roll, yours or someone else's. Lower damage dealt to you by D6. Neutralize a crit or a fumble. Or lower one's difficulty rating by -4 before you roll.
Okay.
Now, I have a question for you about the difficulty setting of the game.
Let's get murder.
Nightmare.
Hurt me plenty.
Medium high.
Nightmare level.
It's not quite that in-depth, but there is an option here. If your players have a soft spot in their hearts for their characters and fear their inevitable death, each PC can begin with an additional favor. Also, players can share their daily favors with other PCs in times of crisis. Perhaps then your campaign will be a little less brutal, but really, why would you want that? So, do we want to turn on either of those switches, or are we going hardcore?
Hardcore.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
We don't turn on baby mode in this studio.
Fuck it, we ball.
None of
We've been doing this shit for long enough. I think we can take it.
None of this story mode horse shit.
Let's be super clear about the fact that means we get to change accents every time we change characters.
Yeah.
Well, by we mean you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fair.
Have you seen us play Paranoia?
Now, normally this would be where I would say, hey, kids, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. But I do want to get a little bit of scene setting done. We begin. The camera displays the vastness of space. And then, after a few moments of quiet, the rumble of ship engines starts to thrum from the screen. And in a obvious, I think, homage to Star Wars, a massive ship comes rolling into view from the top. We see the bottom edge of it, and it is bright and shiny, and there are lights shimmering from the dozens of windows that look out from inside the ship. And then we start to see the ugly parts. Spot welded chunks sticking out like broken bone. They contrast from the sleekness of the original vessel as rusty and metal and pitted by asteroids until eventually the what should be this sleek European starship looks like the space equivalent of a rotting 2x4 with a bunch of nails just rammed through it. The back of the ship finally appears to us, and stretched across the back of it is the name. One half on the right side, in glowing neon letters that shine throughout the infinite vastness and blackness of space, is Princess. The other name glitches, spits, hisses until it finally coughs to life and says vicious. Welcome aboard the Vicious Princess.
Yeah.
We cut to the internal view of the ship. The camera rolls down through a carpeted hallway that's dim. That was nice once, but decades, centuries, maybe even millennia of disuse have caused the bright paint and the soft carpet to wither and rot. Jammed up against the wall of this hallway are these heavy metal tanks that look like they have been rapidly stashed there. Some of them have lights blinking and flickering on them. A few of them so each of them also has a small window toward the top looking out. And the camera zooms in and wheels past each of them, and we see a frozen being inside. You guys want to give me your best frozen faces? And then it also wheels past one. Okay, you can stop now. And then, of course, it wheels past one where the cryo tank has ruptured, and it's like worms have shot up and wrapped themselves around the side of the face. There's going to be a lot of body horror in this. I just want to give you a content warning right off the top. Please feel free to X-card anything that goes too far, because I'm definitely aiming for a heavy R rating with this.
Cronenbergian?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm on it.
Like Urbit is going to be the fly a little bit. We cut back to the outside of the Vicious Princess, and two rectangular metal objects float towards the ship, and we see the engines on the back of the ship waver and sputter, and they glow at while they were rocketing, they now glow at a much lower pace. When we cut to the inside of the ship, the rare areas that were lit, the lights are now spitting and twitching.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll
so
go first.
one of the cryo tanks roars to life and
Fall back. Fall back. The lost technomaniac slowly slinks out of her cryo thing and promptly falls on the floor because her legs aren't used to walking. And just like slowly crawls on the floor for a little bit, wiping off whatever is on her.
and goes to the nearest pod and like slams the open button on the next one.
Okay.
I think at that point you should pick who it is.
Oh, cool. Jordan, go.
Okay, perfect. She like stumbles a little bit out and like falls against the wall. You're awake. And Koro like shakes out her hair and
It's perfect, isn't it?
puts her hands together and says, they bring us exactly where we need to be.
Fuck they.
Where next? And I like do a rod, like dowsing rod thing with my arm, and I
just
press
go up to the next one and like
I press another button. And I get Ethan out.
Unclank. And then a nice scraping sound as I bring myself up. As a one-eyed, half-metal man limps over to you, dragging his one metal spike leg. So, where do we start?
I am Volback.
I'm Buck.
Buck.
Yep.
This feels like a science fiction movie where everyone was
Just
asked to bring their own costume.
Buck.
I feel like we need one
Are you just
more person.
old back?
Well,
It's at least multiple syllables. Press your button.
I imagine Saria looks... Y'all remember when they first started making robots try to look human and there was like a huge uncanny valley thing going on?
Yeah,
So just
I
didn't
do.
really like fully move right. I imagine that, but like ever so slightly falling apart and like things just like the silicone doesn't quite fit around the eye
like when she
holes.
opens her mouth, it
You can kind of see the but
so
she's
it's like her skin is like one
size too
big.
small or too big. Yeah, one or the other.
So like
Depending
your
on the
eyes
area.
just kind of
Yeah, she doesn't quite blink right, and she moves very like
Oh, like a glitchy Chuck E. Cheese?
But she
What's up, Five Nights
almost
at
human, and
Freddy's?
you can't quite put your finger on like what isn't human about her. But she steps like fully ready out of the pod and goes, "Hello, I'm Saria, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. Aren't you excited?
Buck, yeah.
We're gonna find some worms. Are we gonna find some worms?"
You hear a tone echoes through the hallway. Boom, 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 boom. Attention passengers. If you could please report to the 0G pool on deck 14, I'd like to meet all of you and explain to you why we have upgraded you to premium service.
Well, I think it's time for us to go meet.
I'm gonna show off my zero grav control and just like float.
I am extremely slow, limping my way down there.
Clank thunk, clank thunk, clank thunk.
I absolutely walk like a normal person.
I imagine you have like your I think imagine like your
Balancing arms.
your balancing arms.
That's so good.
You walk like a what is it
Oh,
called?
Dot Matrix from Spaceballs?
Oh no, I mean
roller skates, so kind of.
no, I was gonna go with
You might find those
the Boston Dynamic robot.
Yeah,
Atlas.
yeah.
Yeah.
LED lights sputter to life on the floor, and they lead you to the zero gravity pool. And you see that the actual pool section has been completely emptied of any water, and instead more cryo tanks just stacked, and some of them are like some of them are neatly stacked. Some of them have, where one has definitely slid. There's at least one where the whole pile went over. But this is one of the areas of the ship that has power to it. And scattered on the tables are the various bits of equipment. So any weapons or armor or all of that stuff, or like your encrypted chips. Are they chips or drives for the spells?
Chips.
Okay.
Salt and vinegar?
Barbecue.
Oh, come on, y'all. All dressed.
Chili cheese.
Ketchup.
Okay, good job, everybody.
You rack up your equipment. Everyone takes a weird look around, like, okay, is something supposed to happen? And then, in the center of the four of you, a projection appears. A woman in a white, like double-breasted uniform and a very elegant face and hands, except the face it's like a stained glass face. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julie, Jaunt Universal Liaison Interactive.
You're so pretty, Julie.
Well, thank you. I am the artificial intelligence in command of the vicious princess. And I have activated your premium passenger accounts to help with a small problem.
We love small problems.
And that is where we will end for tonight. Join us next week to see how our very unusual group of player characters tackle this very unusual problem. But from all of us here at Theater of the Mind Players, this is Rob Whelan saying, just repeat to yourself, it's only a game. I should really just relax.
Boba.
Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.